Thank you for tuning into another episode of She Laughs, a podcast dedicated to bringing you honest and transparent viewpoints in this daily faith journey. Now join with me as we listen to T and Crystal discuss the latest.
What's up, everybody?
What up, everyone?
This is She Laughs. We thank you for coming back. Excuse the raspiness in my voice. Allergies. Pollen.
It's pollinating.
Pollen is the devil. It is. It is not of God.
That's how I feel about rap.
And it needs to be seriously cast back down to the pit because it is just no. But anyway, we back, y'all.
We back. We here. Man, I feel like it's been a minute because it has. We skipped a week. We was busy.
We were busy working, but hey, you know,
we back. So, but I mean, in that busyness, T, how have you been?
Up and down, mentally, and emotionally as well, but still good. Nothing that I can't do too much complaining, or I could do a lot of complaining. Let me say that, but I refuse to. So I will say I have been good. Could be better, absolutely, but still, good. Right mindset. Staying very positive, staying very focused on what needs to be done, still excited for what the rest of this year is going to bring. So not bad. What about you?
Amen. So I'm not same, but it's not good nor bad. I have been laser focused, like tuned in, zoned in, group chats on mute, social media on time limits, like laser focused in this season and especially these last couple of weeks. I was really excited but tired come my birthday. Y'all showed out for your girls. Thank you for all the love and the phone calls, the FaceTimes, the text messages. Y'all were a blessing, but your girl was so tired on her birthday.
Yeah.
Just in preparation of everything that I passed out. So if I didn't get back to you on that day, it ain't because I don't love you. It because sis had to sleep.
She was tired. The baby was tired.
I was tired, man. Like the month of April was just, woo. But God is amazing, and I'm excited to see what comes out of this.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just excited. So I'm focused, and the focus part of me has not slowed down. Just because I did my launch. Side note, shameless plug, if you have not seen, IamCrystalCharmaine.com has launched. So head on over to that site to see all what I have been working on privately and personally. But yeah, my focus season has not stopped. Like I have not slowed down. Like that is just one of multiple things that's coming this year. And I'm just like, yeah, God, let's go. Tired and all.
Let's keep going.
Wee hours of working and
keep pushing. All right. So what is your quotable for today?
Man, look, I don't know what time of the day it is where you at. So in true fashion, I'm going to say, I forget what that Jim Carrey movie was that he said, good morning.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Yes. But good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to everyone except Amber Heard. I said it. I don't care. I don't care nothing about it. Ma'am, I would say I've never seen some woman more devilish, but it's a lot of y'all out there. I said that. Yes, it's some of y'all's women that's out here. And I am so happy for Johnny Depp. I am so happy for the male population to finally come forward and say how they too have been abused.
Yes.
We don't talk about it, but we do have a lot of men that are battered and bruised and just taken advantage of. And it is something that just gets under my skin. I think, and I'm gonna get off my high horse in a minute, T, so you can give your quotable, but I get really tired of women saying all men are this and men should do that, because the bottom line is it's not men and it's not women. People are just bitter. People do stupid stuff. People are abusive. People are narcissistic. It is not dictated by whether you are a male or a female gender. It's in the person. So stop acting like females are the only ones that can be abused. Y'all gonna stop. And if you ain't gonna stop, you gonna stop from around me. How about that?
Facts on that. Okay. Moving on. All right. So my quotable says, some delays are protection. Leave it alone. Force nothing. Live in flow.
Jesus.
So I don't know why that stood out to me for this season. I think there are a lot of God's children who have been preparing and preparing and preparing and preparing. And sometimes when he has you preparing, you get this anxiousness that, all right, now I'm prepared. Now let me just go. And he's like, no, I didn't tell you to move. I didn't tell you to execute. I just told you to stock up.
Yeah.
I told you to stack. I told you to be ready, because when I pull the trigger, I don't have time for you to fumble around trying to figure out what you want to do. So a lot of times, again, that delay could be protection from outside forces. Sometimes it could be even protection from yourself. Maybe there are heart issues he needs to correct in you. Maybe there are some things that he wants you to work on about you, so that when the door opens, you won't be fumbling and bumbling and cause yourself to misstep. So never take delays as a form of punishment. A delay is always protection.
What I'm learning is sometimes God really does listen to Rocco. Get them lames up out your circle first before he elevates you and everything. That is from the prophet Rocco. If you ain't heard him, I suggest you go back and listen closely. That's all.
Yeah, that's protection as well. That is protection as well. So again, be encouraged. Never think delay means it's never gonna happen. It's just a delay.
That's it.
It's still gonna happen. His promises are still always true, and they reign true. So he's protecting you from, again, yourself or others. The point is, it will happen, and always his timing is perfect.
Amen.
So
Amen.
that's my quotable. So, topic for today. What we talking about, Crystal?
Man, okay, so I'm gonna go by what the title of this episode is, because to really explain this topic, yeah, it's and by the time you see this, so the title of this episode is "The Sword and the Plow."
Yeah.
And I really need you to understand. We are saying the sword and the and means both in conjunction.
Yes, use that educated word,
okay?
Conjunction.
It is not a but. Okay? If we were to have said the sword or okay, which would have been a but, the plow would mean you would have had a choice. But in this season, you need the sword and your plow. T has sent me, and she's not more, that's not proper English. She is better about following up with certain people that we listen to, especially for prophetic words. And we don't follow everybody who calls themselves a prophet.
Nope. Because some of y'all be prophesying out here. You're prophesying. You regurgitate and recycle things that you hear.
Been given the same word for 5 years and ain't nobody, But the ones that we do follow, we pay attention specifically to them because we have seen their words come to pass. And that is something that the Bible tells you, that you will know a prophet to test them and prove them by their words. Their words should be coming true. So T had sent me at the beginning of April, Taurus Solomon. And if you don't know, I suggest you get to. Okay? I'll give you two names, Taurus Solomon, Pastor YPJ. I don't play about them. Okay? But he does his monthly prophetic word for each month. And he's about to give one for May. I suggest you hop on that. And by the time this comes out, it will be after said prophecy has been foretold. I suggest you go and listen to it and get yourself situated for May, for the ones that it applies to. Okay? Because some of y'all, anyways. But in April, he was talking about in this season that you needed to be ready for the harvest, but you could not put your weapons down. And I was like, God, what's coming? He also told us that as we start to assess the harvest that is coming to us, meaning we ain't even started plowing yet. We just looking over and seeing what God is about to do. We are seeing the things that have sprouted forth, and we're looking at how much toiling we're going to have to do to bring it all in. Which means I can't, if I got to do all this work to bring in my own harvest, I can't be helping you bring in your harvest.
Yep, that's a word.
Okay, I can't be helping you bring in your harvest. I can't even be over here trying to pull you up or drag you along. Why? Because I need both hands. But Taurus came with a word that said you need both hands, not because you need both hands to get all the harvest, but you need both hands because one hand is going to be reaping the harvest and the other hand needs to be ready to kill some snakes. And he let us know, as you assess the harvest, assess the snakes, because there were some that were hidden while your garden was growing up under the brush, waiting for the harvest to come to fruition before they were to strike. Okay? I have definitely found, just in the month of April, more snakes, and more is going to be revealed. It's just what it is. Yeah. It's part of the calling. It's always going to happen. However, God tells the Christian that we were created to tread upon serpents and snakes. So I have no fear of them. I just need to know where you at. That's it. I just need to know where you at. Once I peeped you, I ain't even about to address you. I'll just move out your way and go on about my business. Unless God tells you to cut the head off. Here's the thing. Usually, and what I will say, I won't say usually, be prayerful about that, because oftentimes God says he will cut the head off the snake. That's not your job. So that's what I'm going to say on that. But that's why I felt really led to just, on this episode, prepare those who have not heard what Taurus Solomon has said about plowing and your sword, because oftentimes what will happen is people will become so enamored with the harvest that you put your sword down and you put your weapons down, and then you wonder why all of these attacks are happening. And God was like, I didn't tell you to stop being on guard. I didn't tell you to stop keeping watch. I still told you, keep watch as you were reaping a harvest, because that's when robbers come.
Absolutely. 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 You got to have something for them to steal. So that makes sense.
Like, so other than that, I'm like, Lord, what is coming that is so significant, not just to my life or to Nisha's life, but to our listeners' lives, that is so significant, such a harvest, that the enemy still is out to kill us. Still, and here's the thing, when rain comes and everything, everybody's like, I want the rain. But when rain comes, things come up from the earth. All types of stuff come out. And it gets washed away, but first it got to come up. So I don't know what's about to come up in your life. And here's the thing, it might shock some of you where it comes from, But if you sit down and get out of your emotions enough, you will see that it's not as shocking as you thought. You just did not want to believe it. And God is really saying, before you go into your full harvest, and as you're walking in it, you're going to have to cut some things off, whether it be people, whether it be places, whether it's mindsets, whether it's coping mechanisms, whatever it is that's keeping you as a distraction or trying to assess you or have access to you that shouldn't. Be very mindful. I literally, once I heard that word, it was the end of March. But I had already, for the last 2 years, I had already been talking to God about this. But especially now, I let God know, outside of the ones that He has told me He has sent, everyone and anything is up for evaluation and inspection and can easily be eliminated from my life. I am no longer attached to anybody. And it took something to get me there. It took a lot of hurt, took some tears, took some nights in my prayer closet all night long before his face. Before he got me to a place where I said, you know what, God, I really don't need this. I really don't have to have. And that here's the thing. It's not that I don't love them. But if it's going to keep me from what is rightfully my birthright, my inheritance, then they can go. They can go. Because here's the thing, guys. God can always take care of the people that will leave you, that you think you just have to be a part of their life. He can always take care of them better than you can. I don't care what they're going through. I don't care how bad it looks. No one is so far gone or removed that God can't get to them and pull them back. So let them go. Be on guard. Be watchful. Enjoy your harvest, but be watchful. I think I had also saw, and T just over here just shaking her head like she just let me go.
I ain't got nothing.
And everything. But there's another guy I follow on social media. His name is Joshua, but and I also shared it on my Instagram and Facebook. But he was talking about the story of Gideon and how God had him go up in the battle. And he said, you got too many people with you. And he like, Lord, they are like 100,000 and I got like not even half that. And you say I got way too many people? And God said yes. And so the first group of people that he had him get rid of was, he said, if any of you are scared or anything like that, go home. And 23,000 men left. 23,000. And the guy was talking about how first God has to get rid of fear in your life. So everyone that's afraid, even the fear in you, God says, before I can let you win this battle, before you can reap this harvest, I've got to get rid of fear. But then the next thing God did, he said, you still got way too many people around you. Okay, God, look, wait. I already started off with less than half of what I'm going up against. Then you took more than half of what I started with. Okay. Now I'm left with not even a fourth of what I'm going up against. He said no. And he says, take them to the river. And he was very particular. He said how if they put their face in the water to drink like a dog
and don't pick it up
with their hands, they have to go. And he was left with 300 men. And the guy was explaining, which I love because I hadn't really grasped at that concept before. But the next thing God has to get rid of is comfortability or your comfort. Those men had gotten too comfortable. They were no longer keeping watch.
Yeah.
We're here on a battlefield. You cannot take your eyes down or apart from what's going on the battle, even for a moment. And the men that were bringing them the water up to their mouths had their eyes on guard. For that way, if at any moment, at any time, if somebody was to jump out or to come and fight us, I'm on guard and I am ready with my sword. Gideon was able to go in with 300 men who were more prepared than all of the army of the 100 and I want to say 84,000 that he was going to war against, and won. Why? Not only was God with him, but God had removed certain things out of his army. Why? I'm removing fear, I'm removing comfort, because only the ones that can go into this season with you are going to be the ones that can be on watch when you can't see and are unafraid to go into battle with you, even if it's just with 301 of you. So, do the work, make the edits. And I mean edit rigorously. I don't care that y'all had umpteenth memories together. Those are memories. Thank you for those. However, who are you now? That's what I'm looking at. Where are you in your mindset now? Are you able to pick up a sword and fight alongside me? Or will you be the one who is somewhat like a Judas that is going to be ready to sell me simply because you like comfort more than you like war? And here's the thing, don't nobody like war.
No.
I hate battling.
No one wants that.
Don't nobody want that. But do you desire comfort more than you desire accountability? Do you desire comfort more than you desire what's right? Do you desire comfort over what is it that comfort or fear is taking over in your life? So y'all get ready. So edit rigorously and really measure and say, God, everybody's up for measure. And I guarantee you, he gonna reveal some folks to you, some that you just like, Lord, I ain't even want to think that about them. It's not that I didn't know it. I just didn't want to think that thought towards them. And allow your heart to grieve well, but not long. See what you got.
You said it. I can add one little thing. Doing service today, I gave words of encouragement and I spoke on compromise. This matches well with being or learning how to be ambidextrous in this season of holding your plow and your sword. Compromise will tell you, as you're surveying all the harvest you have, you're good. You can put your sword down now. Look at us. We fought the good fight. Hallelujah. I'm tired. We can rest. That's what compromise tells you. It says ease up. You don't always got to be on guard because, to people, it makes you look like you don't trust anybody. Or evaluating people, like Crystal said, means you're going to be mean.
Yeah.
That's not nice. That's not kind. Christians are always happy-go-lucky and loving and nice and kind and let things get over on them. That's what compromise tells you. You don't want to be looked as the mean one. You don't want to be looked as the bad guy. You don't want to be looked as the person who doesn't have any friends. You don't want to be looked as the person who's quick to kick somebody out of their life. You don't want to be looked as. Compromise will say that. Compromise will put you in a place where you are more concerned with the views than the word that was spoken over your life. That's what compromise will do. So in this season of learning how to be ambidextrous, learning to open your ear to hear when God tells you swing with the sword or swing with the plow, you cannot leave room for compromise.
Not at all.
because compromise will kill your purpose.
Jesus.
And again, the enemy is here to kill, steal, and destroy.
Yes.
And here's the greatest thing about this that I can say. The enemy does not need you to believe him in order for him to be real and effective. Some of you all need to get this through your thick skulls.
Jesus.
You can walk around here and not believe that there's a devil and not believe that there's a realm that he possesses,
Yes.
that there's not a principality that he holds to. You can believe that all you want. Meanwhile, him and his minions are wreaking havoc all through your life,
Yes.
through your friend circles, through your marriages, through your careers, even with your children. They have claimed the children that you may not even have yet, but you don't believe it's real. You have to keep guard. You have to keep watch. The enemy is always on his job. Why are we quick to beat off ours? Being a Christian does not mean I ain't never gonna go through no pain.
Thank you.
We've said this before in a previous episode. The cross is right there, front and center. The cross represents pain. The cross represents death. The cross represents struggle. There is no hiding in that. So those of you who want to break, boo, you're not going to get one. But here's also the other thing. You should not be quick to focus on the pain. You should not be quick to focus on the hardship. Love on those that love you and love on them hard and well. That's what you should be focused on. Not the ones that have things to say. Not them and their minions or the people that they send to harm you. You focus on God's grace in giving you a crew, a team, connections to people, and opening doors for you that will prosper for you. That's what you focus on. So you have to learn how to be ambidextrous in this season. It is imperative that you be ambidextrous, because what happens is you'll fall asleep and then you'll wonder, what happened to my harvest?
Jesus.
Well, you let your foot off the gas. You got complacent. You got lazy. You forgot the nights you cried, like Crystal said, in their prayer closet. You forgot the days that you fasted for this to happen. You forgot the times where you told God, me and you beefing today. You forgot. You forgot.
Bring it home.
And you got complacent. And you got such in a state of complaining that you just let anything happen.
Yeah.
So when the flood came from the blessing, it washed away your harvest. You have got to be on guard and pay attention. And stop wondering what others will say about you, because he called you to be peculiar. Stop trying to fit in. You're not going to.
Not at all.
And it's okay. It's quite all right. Find a group of people that ain't trying to fit in neither.
Thank you.
Hallelujah. And go on about your business. But please learn how to be ambidextrous in this season. Because when he speaks and says, swing with the sword, you ain't got time to hesitate. And when he speaks and says, pluck down with the plow, you cannot hesitate. You have got to be ready.
Yes.
So guard your hearts accordingly.
Yes. Yes. Well, T, where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Instagram. She is Tanisha J. Facebook is Tanisha Williams. What about you, ma'am?
As always, guys, you can find me on Instagram at I am Crystal Charmaine, or on Facebook at I am Crystal Charmaine page as well. We here, baby. And as well, you can find me at Crystal Charmaine on Facebook. Until next time, guys, be ye ever ready. Go check out Taurus, see what he has to say about May. I hope this bless you, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Thanks again for listening. We hope that you were blessed by today's discussion. To keep up with the latest on the She Laughs podcast, be sure to subscribe on most major streaming platforms. You can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram. If you feel led to donate, please send donations to paypal.me/She Laughs. And don't forget to send us your questions as well. We'd love to hear from you. As always, stay blessed.